I was talking. Yes, 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 yes. I was speaking to you, and then I realized that I think I've muted myself. Thank you so much, Kosho. Thank you very much. Right, okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Ezine, for having me. I am excited and elated to be here. I have been asked to speak on Jackba without Wahala, how to handle stress in a new country. Now, I'm a storyteller. I am going to tell you a story. In order for you to realize that the things that people have in common when they come to a new country is change. And with change come stress. It might be you stress, especially if it's a temporary change. However, when it becomes a long-term change, there will be more stress. And if care is not taken, it can lead to chronic stress. Remember, I said change is the biggest thing that can lead to stress, right? In a new country. So, because of my job that I do as a counselor, I tend to meet loads of people. And in the course of this journey, I've met people that at the end of the day, I'll tell you a story. So, there is someone that moved to the UK. Both of them, the husband and the wife, they both have, they were doctor. No, one was a doctor, one was a nurse. And they put their child in a very good school. It was a private school. They will go to school, the child will go to after school club and school and breakfast club and all of that stuff. And then before you know it, this child started missing the parents because back home where they came from, they had quality family time, they had people helping them in the house and everything. But this time there was no one. So which is why the child was involved in so many clubs in school before they are able to pick up the child. And before you knew it, this child started drinking. The parents were not aware of it. The parents are occasionally drink, they have drink alcohol in the cupboard. He started drinking. And this led to a lot of things. It led to a lot of things whereby this child started acting funny, started being rude, just different. They couldn't tell what was going on. It was after they paid closer attention to this child, to counseling, the doctors and everything. They found out that this child had become addicted to drinking and was also um taking to smoking as well. The only thing these people did was to come here for a better life. They thought putting the child in a good school, engaging the child with so many activities was enough for this child. But you see, the connection that you have with your children, the bond, is so different. There is nothing that can replace it. You can give them presents, but it can never replace your presence. Give them loads of presents, that's fine. But it can never replace your presence. Your presence is very important to your child. Now, there's another story of a couple that came in here. They started working. One came with a visa, other dependent and everything. They were very careful of the school that they would choose. And before you know it, because they work around their child, they were very careful on how they work. The wife began to notice that the child was getting so withdrawn. He would go to his room, he would wear clothes that would cover the hand and everything. She was wondering there's something that's changed in their child. They couldn't place their hand on it. She started paying more attention to him, started observing him, started making effort to talk to the child. She found out that the child was self-harming. And why was this? The child was being bullied in school because he was standing out. Most of the school was very white school. It was the only among the minority of the black children in the school. But thank God that this woman was able to pay attention and pass it to her husband. They were able to follow through, in school, know the system to follow, report the bullying. Now, bullying in school, when it was reported, was not something that just disappeared, but they were able to follow through and know what was going to happen. And this child was helped. If you notice what they have in common, change. This child, when he was at home, he was not standing out. He was blending out with everybody. Now, don't get me wrong, change is not a bad thing. However, when you make changes, and you do not put the right systems in place, things begin to happen. And what you thought was going to be the outcome may not become the outcome. So I hope I was able to get your attention with those two stories of what could happen. Change could happen so fast. We've had cases of people coming into the country, and the culture change means that the woman can no longer be the one that will come home and cook. And before you know it, there is a case of domestic violence where people are calling police on their spouses. There are good stories where people, their children are excelling and they are doing great things. There are people when they came in, didn't have loads, but now they have a lot. I hope the stories have helped you to paint a picture of how things could go. There are people where they came in, they were not very, very wealthy, but they've been able to climb the success ladder. The wife now have a career. The husband's career is prospering. They have business. The children are doing well and excelling. I'm going to share with you some of the things that you take into consideration when you come into the country. Because when come that change, there will be money change as well, finances. That change will impact the family dynamic. That change will change the cultural expectation. The culture in Africa is different from the culture in the UK. It will impact the mental health and emotional well-being. People are they're trying to get settlements, COS everywhere. There's a lot of things that change will impact. When you're back home, you're not trying to settle down because you're already home. But when you move, you begin to see everything that we thought we had. But when you come here, you have to then find a way to have it. I'm going to use an acronym, which I call JACBA, since they asked me to speak on JACBA without Wahala. So the first thing I would say to do is J, join a community. It's so important because nobody is an island of his or herself. It's so important that you join a community. Join a community that is related to your career. Join a community that is related to your faith. Join a community that is related to business. Join a community that is related to parenting. Join a community that will help you to understand the culture of the land. It's so important that you join that. And make sure you don't just join there to go and collect information. If you also have, also make sure you also give back as well. Because the more they said our people perish for lack of knowledge. It's so important that you get information. We're in a digital age. When I came to this country 20 years ago, when we were looking for a job, my sister and I, we used to go to the local shop where we'll buy newspaper and they will start ringing, and then they will send us the application form. They will fill the application form before they'll send us the interview letter. It goes back and forth. So it can take you months before you even get a job, get through the process. We're in a digital age. There was no WhatsApp when I came here. The only thing I used to communicate then was Yahoo Messenger. I don't know if anybody remember Yahoo Messenger. I don't know if it's still there, if it's obsolete now. We used Yahoo Messenger. And then it was when I got married in 2007 that Facebook became really came into existence or became really popular. So you can see we survived them without the digital age. But we had a community, and that community was faith-based, was based on your subject. We're not a lot where I lived, but we're able to, it made a difference. When people are doing birthdays, we're able to come together. When there's a job opening with people that are doing similar career as you share it with them. You share it with them. When you see them, you share it with them in your faith organization where you meet. Maybe you're a Christian, you're a Muslim, whatever religion you belong to. And before you knew it, we all started growing. So you need to join a community. It's so, so important. You need that to build that connection because it's one of the 5 keys of well-being. You need to connect with people. The fact that you're no longer in Africa doesn't mean you're not going to still ring people. I remember I used to get calling card and just ring home. Ringing home, it bring that connection. It helped to ground me when things were frustrating and overwhelming me. There was a day I went to Morrison's for shopping. That was my last £20. My last £20 before payday. And then as I carried the basket, I had bags with me. I didn't realize that my £20 had dropped. I got to the till, started scanning, 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 scanning. And then when it was time to pay, they said payment. I checked my hand, there was no money. Ha! I cried. I cried. I cried. I said, oh, this is it. I cried. But luckily, someone paid for me. I remember as I was going home, I called my mom. I was crying, I'm coming back home. She was like, it's okay, my daughter. Don't worry, be okay. At least someone helped you. I cried. You see that connection with back home? It helped to ground me. It helped me to realize that, don't worry, it's just a phase. You'll be all right. So when you're going through stress, there's something connection does for you. It helps you to have good laugh. It helps you to remember the good old days. And in positive psychology, we call it savoring. You begin to savor the good old days. And it helps you to remind you of who you are and who you are not. And know that this is a temporary situation. There's so many cases of depression, anxiety that you don't even want to know. You don't even know the half of it. So please join a community that will keep you informed, that you'll be with like-minded people. Now, A is to align with your purpose. When you come here, know why you are here. Don't get carried away with the things that people are doing because you are different. We are all unique. We might be on this journey called life together, but what makes you happy is not what makes me happy. Your purpose is not my purpose. So it's so important that you align with your purpose and your goal and make sure it is, if you are in a family or we are going out with someone, whichever your situation, make sure it aligns with the dynamic of how you are functioning. That purpose will help you to make the right decision. I remember then there were loads of people that went into all sort of things when we came. But because I had a goal and a purpose, I knew there were certain things I cannot do. There were certain places I cannot be because I knew where I was going. I couldn't afford to be in the wrong place and then get a criminal record. I know I couldn't do it because that would be it. There will be certain job I will not be able to do. There are certain places you will never catch me. There are certain places I cannot be. Not because I'm better than them, not because I'm religious than them, not because I'm holier than them, but because of my purpose. I cannot be there. What is your purpose? Make your decisions around that. If you know your purpose, the fact that all of you got here together, a lot of people use that word, my mate has done that. Some of your mates are also dead. Are you going to join them in the grave because they were your mates? So while you're saying your mate is driving SUV, so also remember there are some mates that are not here. We may be age mates, but we are not grace mates. So it's so important that you know who you are and who you are not and work in alignment with your purpose. You might have come the same time as someone, and now they have SUV, and now they have a mortgage, and now they have a good job. Don't measure, don't compare, because you're all different. There are many routes to a destination, and there are times and seasons. If you know there are times and seasons, there is the summertime, there is the autumn time, there is the winter time, there is the springtime. If you dress the way you would dress in the wintertime and the summertime, you end up with heat rashes. Align with your purpose is so important. When you align with your purpose, you will know exactly how to then measure it by your own standard, not because of any other person's standard. I remember there was a time I used to do loads of jobs because that was my purpose. That was the time because that purpose, I needed it. I needed finances. And there are jobs that I will see, I cannot apply for it. But when I was a single person, I would have applied for that job. But now I have other people to consider. When you are here, please, we all need money. I beg of you, do not put your children as last in your priority. There's a parable in my language. It said, when the fish is dry, you can no longer mold it. If you do, you'll break it. Let's be wise. There are things that money cannot buy. Look after your purpose in a way that align with your body, your soul, and your spirit. We are tripartite human being. We mustn't forget that. So when you are making that alignment with your goals, make sure it goes with your spirit. It nourishes your body, your soul, and your spirit. And then the next one is P. We've done J. Remember, I'm doing JACBA as the acronym. Join a community, align with your purpose, know your goals. Before I move on to P, I remember then I knew well that I don't want to go back after study. I want to stay here. So I planned all my routes on what I'm going to do to ensure that I get my stay. So what that means is that I did not have money to do frivolities. When people are buying ashwebi and doing parties, I could not go to certain parties because I didn't have the money I didn't have the money allocated for that. I needed to do my processing, my document. I needed to do things. So when you align your purpose, there are certain things that you like, I cannot do it. Let them laugh at you. They will laugh with you later. So the P is to prioritize your mental health and your well-being. Remember, you have to be active. It's so important. Most of the life here is very sedentary, whereby you are taking one transport to another. Sometimes just walk with your legs. It might mean waking up earlier a little bit to get to work. If you can't join gym, we have a lot of things on the internet that you can use on YouTube. You can walk around your community. It's so important that you prioritize your mental health and your emotional well-being. Your self-care is non-negotiable because all those beautiful dreams and goals that you have, if you do not have good health, they are gone. The only license that you have to stay in this part of the world is your body. If anything happens to the body, the soul and the spirit are gone to the other side. So I would say prioritize your well-being. I'm not saying you shouldn't take loads of shift, but please in between, make sure you rest. Have a good sleep. It's not all parties that you are invited to that you will go. A lot of people just want to be everywhere. When you come into a new country, I said join a community. I didn't say you should go to all parties. There are differences. You balance it. Be there for people, but it doesn't mean at the detriment of yourself. So when I say self-care looks like having a good sleep. Self-care looks like eating good food. Self-care looks like making sure that when you set boundaries, you are not working outside of your working hours. So people work outside of their working hours. Please learn to stand up for yourself in the workplace in a very polite way. Learn to know your rights. Read your work handbook so that you know when they are trying to take the mic and when they are not. Learn to speak for yourself. That's self-care as well. Mind the thoughts that you think about. That is self-care as well. The fact that you see someone that maybe you all came together and now they are in a certain stage and you're like looking at them, you're wondering, is this my life now? No, it's not your life. It's a season of your life. So when you are looking at other people, please avoid the comparison. We are not the same, even twins. So when you're there, mind your thoughts because whatever you're thinking, it affects your feelings and then your feelings affect your reaction, your behavior, the things that you do. Self-care can also include being able to say no to certain people. And that includes in this UK and back home. I'm not saying you should not give money to your family, but I'm just saying plan for it. There's what we call black tax, whereby you feel because you've crossed the border now everybody is your responsibility. Everybody is not your responsibility. You can't please everybody. So please, financial responsibility, carry it as according to your ability. Don't break yourself. Let me tell you, if you know how fast people forget the dead, you will learn to prioritize yourself. I'm not saying you should be selfish, but I'm just saying know what you can do. You can't call me and you say you need set such and such a money. If it's not within my budget, I'll tell you, okay, I'll plan it in the next this thing. When people know you like that, they won't call you, make their emergency to become your priority. Your emergency cannot become my priority, except it's the life and death situation which don't pray for. So please, self-care, no is a full stop. Learn how to set boundaries, even in your friendship, because people will take the mick sometimes. Self-care can also mean that you do not always eat out. Not all those food is healthy. Eat good food. Cook. If you don't know how to cook, get someone to cook together with. Right? So please, it's so important. These things with your children as well. Show them how to do these things. It's very, very important. Self-care also look like you do not prioritize, you do not focus on pushing your children to be academically sound alone. Know your children's ability and know how to support them accordingly. That's also self-care for your children. Paying attention and being aware of the changes that is affecting you before your body becomes sick. There are some signs that your body will give to you that if you do not ignore, there are certain diseases will not have. That's self-care as well. When you were back home, you took your faith very seriously. Now, because of shift, you cannot take your faith seriously. You only remember your creator when they are fighting you at work, or maybe when something is happening that you don't like. I don't know about you. My faith ground me. And when there's a disconnect, I feel it. I don't know the religion you belong to, but I'm just saying that is also self-care because it grounds you. So pay attention to that. It's so important that you do. Your faith is so important. Don't be transactional with your creator. Get connected. Some people will not leave their house if their phone battery is not charged. And yet, you go when you travel out of the country and you're not in a new place. You go without prayers. You go without meditating on your holy book. And you say you're busy working. Please prioritize that because there are territorial things that are happening that if you do not connect to your creator, doesn't matter, it's not by power or by might, you will not be able to break through to certain places. It is so important that you get rooted and grounded to your creator. Don't forget him just because you are here now. You used to fast and pray when you were back home. Now you got your victory. You just leave it. That is self-care. I will move on to my last one, which is adjust your expectation. A lot of people come here and they have certain expectation. It's so rigid. It's so rigid. Don't come with a fixed mindset. Your mindset has to be a growth mindset. Because when you come here, you're going to keep learning. Be open to learning. I remember there was someone when they arrived, and the wife said, I helped the wife with the CV. And the wife told the husband, send your CV to Sonia. You know that masculine thing. He didn't want to send his CV. He kept applying for a job. He did not get any job because his CV was obsolete. Pride. Send your CV. He did not want to send it. He was looking for a job. The job were doing, they would not even call him. You need to be open to learning. Be a sponge. Open to learn. Keep learning. It's part of the 5 keys to well-being. So, when you adjust your expectation, is aligned to your purpose, you are in the right community, and you open yourself to learning, it becomes a beautiful thing for you. When you know that, okay, this thing did not work out here, what are all the lessons I can get for this not working out? So that I can adjust my expectation and then find a better way or who is good at this that can help me. So adjust your expectation. The fact that they said grammar school is the best school for children doesn't mean all your children have to go to grammar school. There are good schools as well, apart from grammar schools. Apart from private schools, there are good schools as well. Your children can go there. What your children need is connection, so you'll be able to correct them. What your spouse needs, adjust your expectation, is to know that you are not in the UK. A woman do not have to be in the kitchen. When you come from work on time, cook, sir. Teach your children how to cook as well, so that they don't wait for mommy to do everything. Adjust your expectation. The way we used to do it back home is not the way we do it here. If not, mommy is not going to be around for a long time. So please, let's look after one another. Adjust your expectation. Back home, they said your money is our money. My money is my money. It doesn't work in the UK. Yes, it doesn't work. We all have to bring our resources together. Please don't kill that man, expecting him to pay everything. Support him, my sister. Support him. Adjust your expectation. It's very important. Adjust your expectation. We used to leave our children on their own. Yeah, yeah, but I'm going out, so please let me look after my child. In the UK, you try it. You see that your Igbo neighbor that is sitting. We have natural CCTV in the UK. They are the old women. They'll just stay on the window like this. They'll look. Did you see the husband just go out? And then the wife is just gone out. Those poor kids are just there on their own. And before you know it, those your best friends that you don't like, they will be knocking at your door. I've had so many people call me, Sonia, this has happened. They are frantic. What should I do? And we have to then find ways to help them. I don't want to receive those phone calls. I don't mind. But if we can prevent it, let's do so. Please look after your children well. Put someone there to look after them. Adjust your expectations. So J was for join communities. A was for align your purpose and your goals. P was to prioritize your self-care. And A was to adjust your expectations. I really do hope, because I prayed before this thing. I said, God, your children are waiting. Give them a word that they will be able to run with, and the land will bless them. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you so much, Dr. Izine. Absolutely. Even the children, even the children as well, they're part of that team. I have to bring them along so they will understand. Oh, you can contact me on my website, www.acebconsultancy, and my number. Are you typing? No, no, no. We have to laugh over this. If we don't laugh, we're gonna cry. So let's laugh. You laugh. It's okay. So the WhatsApp number is 077 And my okay, and my social media handle is at Abies Sonia on Instagram, at Abies Sonia on Facebook, at Abies Sonia on YouTube. So, and yeah, and the podcast is Authentic Thriving Podcast. So feel free to reach out through any of those means, and I shall do my best to. You got it. Clap for yourself, Doctor, isn't it? You got it. You got it. You're welcome. Mm. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Izine, and well done for all you do. Well done. You're doing well. Well done. I know how much this, I know. Well done. Well done.